Sunday night.
Jackson takes the snap. Pressure's coming. Clowney almost got him. He's rolling back to the 35-yard line. Throws as he's hit. He throws to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Ravens. Middle of the field to Mark Andrews, who came back to make the touchdown reception. It's a 13-yard touchdown officially, but it was about a 37-yard pass from Lamar Jackson.
Yes, the hay in the barn for the Baltimore Ravens. And one of those classic rugged AFC North affairs, the Ravens hold off the Cleveland Browns 16-10 at M&T Bank Stadium. And they win a game in which Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, including 3 in a single quarter of play. Usually that's doomed. But it wasn't on this Sunday because the defense of Baltimore rose up and shut down the Cleveland Browns offense all night, especially on that final drive when the Browns needed to get down the field for 7. They could not produce a first down or even throw to the sticks there when it counted. Mark Sessler, your Brownies fall to 6-6. The Ravens move to 8-3 and feel like they are in command of the AFC North.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we had done our preview show on Thursday and, the football gods had whispered in my ear before we discussed this game that Lamar would do what you just said, that he would throw 4 interceptions. And I would tell you, I'll go to NFL research with that, and they'd come back and say that since 2015, QBs that do that, starters that throw 4 interceptions a game, are 0-37. Now they're 1-37. And it's because Cleveland could do very little with those gifts. I mean, I'm not sure what else you could ask this defense to have done. I mean, I felt the frustration that Jadeveon Clowney felt, that so many defenders feel, chasing Lamar around and unable to close the deal, but they did in so many ways. I mean, the turnovers are the gifts that the Browns offense should have done something with. Here's what they got off of that. 3 points, a field goal, 2 punts, and the ball flickering out of Baker Mayfield's hands at a key moment that set the Ravens up. So this Browns offense looked broken against the Lions, muddled, really weird play selection. I thought tonight they got too cute with that Jarvis Landry, strip sack that was a bit of a nightmare. And, if the football gods had also told me, oh, by the way, along with those gifts, you're going to run for 40 yards at 2.4 yards per carry. You aren't going to have, outside of Jarvis Landry, anyone really helping out in the passing game. And Baker Mayfield, I'm not saying that last drive was a great situation for him, but that was another chance for Baker Mayfield to seal a game and do something in a big national spot, an island game, like you say, Dan. And they fizzled. And that's what their offense has been for weeks now, a fizzle operation.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad this Browns offense is. I don't think Kevin Stefanski can believe it either. And that's why I think he keeps calling passing plays in situations where Browns fans are like, why don't we just try to run the ball? It's because he's looking at the numbers. He's seeing the way defenses are playing them. And the book says you do what the defense gives you. You take what the defense gives you. And I think defenses, especially the Ravens tonight, are, in a sense, giving the Browns a passing game. They're giving them one-on-one matchups. They were run blitzing all night. Now, the Browns didn't run well when they tried to run. So that was a problem. But he's calling these pass plays, and they don't have a passing game right now that can overcome it. Even in a game like this, where I still thought they had a chance there at the end. It was that like ugly old AFC North game. I was hoping Baker could just give us a little entertainment at the end. Come on.
You kept thinking that maybe they had something special in the fourth quarter. They scored the touchdown on that hotly contested David Njoku catch, which is one of the more kind of borderline coin flip plays I can remember, where it doesn't matter how much you slow it down, you can't really discern whether that was a catch or not. And because they ruled it a catch on the field, it was the right move to keep it as a touchdown. That ended up being the only touchdown the Browns had. Justin Tucker, in his brilliance, he takes care of all his opportunities, and that ends up being the margin for victory. But Mark, I mean, you've hit on it with the Browns, and no one's tracking this team closer than you, that we're now 12 games into the season, and, they've had some nice moments this year, a blowout of Cincinnati a couple weeks back. There have been other games that have been quality wins, you would define them as. But how many times now have they had a chance, an opportunity to do something special and really put their season on a different trajectory, and they just fall short? And I just wonder what they can do at this point to fix it. Are you too deep into a season to find that type of DNA, or is there something really missing here?
They're not a team that's like well positioned to battle from behind to start. But to your question, like that is become their character trait and their character flaw. I mean, you could point to 4 or 5 games this year where, had Baker Mayfield been Joe Montana late 80s, their record would be vastly different. And I'm not putting it all on Baker Mayfield. I think systemically, the loss of Odell Beckham, like from a production numbers standpoint, doesn't look too big. But I think the way the defenses would treat the Browns wide receiver group and their tight end group in general has changed a lot. Like I see a group of wideouts that can't separate or get open. I mean, you don't have Anthony Schwartz in there. Like that's a speed guy, but his production, he's a rookie, but it's like they just don't have that guy that really scares you at this point. I think losing Harrison Bryant didn't help them tonight, but I'm pointing to like they're most productive in like 3 tight end sets. And I think that this offense has been slightly figured out, and teams are attacking it differently than last year when there was they were able to kind of do what they wanted to do and mystify defensive coordinators. That's not the case. The Ravens, I thought, diagnosed them really well tonight and did what the Ravens do.
And yet there were more open Browns receivers tonight than Ravens receivers. Like,
well, I'm not, but I'm just saying
they hit
general,
a couple big plays.
Baker
Mayfield actually had about 3 or 4 great throws in this game, which is why I struggle with the whole injury thing. Of like we put it all on the injuries, but he had some gems, and his biggest problems came on plays where he held the ball, where he did the pump fake thing. On one of them, he just fumbled and dropped it. But on another one, he just seemed like he had an open receiver, does the pump, holds it, and then bad things happen. And then on the flip side, it's like Lamar Jackson has a disastrous night, 4 interceptions, a couple other missed throws that he had. And yet, he reminds me a little bit of Brady in that, like, like if you're an opponent of Lamar, all you're thinking is, like, he still made that Lamar play where he backpedals back to the 35 and hits a freaking touchdown. He still had that play where he evades like 4 different tacklers to get out of a sack and make a completion. Like in the end, like he ends up winning these games with a couple winning plays, and you're just like, well, that's Lamar. He might not win the MVP, but he's getting wins.
It seems fair that like Lamar wouldn't be critiqued the same way that another Baker or another quarterback would for throwing 4 interceptions, because you still know he's going to be a game changer down the stretch. And like the Ravens didn't change what they were doing because of any of that.
And the defense ultimately bailed him out. I know he made a couple big throws and showed that great escapability all night long, but he averaged 4 yards per carry on, I believe, 12 attempts. He threw the ball up for grabs all game, and the D just balled out in a huge spot, even right down to that final series. The Browns go 4 and out, and they get a 4th down stop where, it's short of the sticks. They get the tackle, and they walk off with a win where you throw 4 interceptions in prime time. That's a big win for the Ravens. And the Browns, they're looking for answers right now, and it's getting late early.
We might have to talk like MVP or something on Tuesday. I don't know. It's like Lamar in his last 5 games, I just scribbled this down. Forgive me if I'm wrong, has 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and taken 17 sacks. It has not gone well over the last 5
Well, that's
weeks.
why everyone's, trying to figure that out. And that's why when Jonathan Taylor blew up last week, and as he had over 2 months, that it was like, okay, maybe we'll give it to a running back, because the quarterback position this year doesn't have a guy that's really running away with this thing. Stafford, you thought might do it. It's not happening. Kyler Murray got hurt. Lamar Jackson now has gone sideways. Brady still makes sense as an option, obviously. But, that's a conversation perhaps for another show. Mark, how you doing, buddy? You seem like I feel like you're in a somewhat healthy place with this Browns team where a loss like this isn't crushing you. In fact, you locked up the Ravens, so congratulations.
Yes. A minor solace. But, I mean, I think that you asked me a couple weeks ago on our network show.
Lock it up.
Right. With a joyous occasion. Like, who is this team? And I kind of just felt back then like they are what they are. Like, there's more questions than answers. They're frustrating to watch. I think they must be feeling extremely frustrated. And they aren't built right now to win games like this in their own division where Baltimore is. And that's who the Ravens have been against Cleveland forever. And like I said, I think that the Ravens always reveal Cleveland's Character and I guess status, maybe more than character sometimes too. And they revealed Cleveland's status tonight.
And guess what? The Browns hit their bye and then come back and play the Ravens again in Week 14. That will have huge consequences.
I mean, let's get it together, NFL. The Browns are doing this, and so are the Patriots.
Wait, what's wrong with it?
Bills.
I think it's kind of a neat little wrinkle. It doesn't happen all the time.
I think that's so stupid.
Adapt, bro.
I don't love it, but
Spread them out. Like, it's all about adjustments. Instead of playing the same team twice in a row, it's
a different type of challenge for the coaching staff. You know, it's just different. Hey, you know what else is different? Like this BTS group, biggest pop band in the world. Ricky, jump on a second. So you were in between our early taping and now you walked past, our commissary and you heard the squealing of 70,000 girls, including, I would think, Greg's own daughter.
I thought I heard Ellis, actually. I
Yes,
heard Ellis
distinctive
and
voice.
Emma, and it was right at the beginning. You know where they like play music and the lights come down and you're like waiting for a group
Sure.
to come up? And then I think
Exciting
there's-
moment.
I think there's 7 of them. You could hear them come up, and I thought there was like an earthquake. Like our office building was shaking. It is out of control over there.
Greg, you-
I went for a second just to get a feel of it, too. It's definitely louder for BTS than any Rams or Chargers game this year.
Ever.
Greg,
Sorry, it's true.
you coughed up half your paycheck for those tickets, and I think it's worth it to give your daughter that experience. Before we sign off, and Mark, you feel free to log off. You know, you don't have to deal with this after a Browns loss. But again,
No,
you seem
I'm
like you're in a
happy to
healthy.
listen.
I'm just curious because I don't have a real working knowledge of BTS. I asked Ricky just to pull up the 3 biggest BTS songs on Spotify, and I want to know if anyone's recognizing any of them or what we think of them. Let's just check in real quick.
Okay. I know all 3, but that could just be my
Okay, I know all
age.
3. There's only 3 in the English language, so I could even name them for you before you put it.
Wrong. There's more than that, Greg. Here's
Really?
the first one.
just so and they said that we can't be together because we come from different sides. You are my universe.
Wait a minute.
Know
I think
that one?
I believe I saw Chris Martin there. Am
Yeah,
I
that's a
wrong?
collab.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
a collab.
Chris.
Okay, that one.
Chris. What else?
Is
I know that one.
newer, but it's skyrocketing.
Yeah, I
to the
know
top.
that one.
This
It's disappointing,
one,
but yeah.
Dan, I think you will know.
Okay.
Collab.
Shining through the city with the little funky song. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa.
Okay. I'm not totally
You don't.
familiar
You,
with
I
that.
think you know that one.
It's a nice little.
I mean, I know the source material. I wasn't aware of their like 10-inch remix version or whatever it is.
all right, let me hear one more. And are these over like 1 billion plays
Yeah, they're
on
like
Spotify?
they're too big in numbers for me to pronounce.
All right,
So here
one
we go.
more. I'm curious. Anybody else curious, or is this just me?
No, like this
It's good
is
to be tapped
I mean,
into
I've
the
heard all these
zeitgeist.
songs, although the first one not so much, but yeah, the other ones, yeah.
This one
Quite a
Greg
bit.
plays all the time. Here we go.
Smooth like butter, pour you in like no other. Don't need no usher to remind me you got it bad.
Ain't no
I've heard
other
that before.
man.
I've heard that
So
one.
they are the. So is that that guy the Styles, the Harry Styles, the Justin Timberlake of the group? You
I
seem
don't-
to be. There's a little more
they're
pop
all,
with him.
They're all. There's a lot, but there is one I think that is like the one. I think his name's John.
Jungkook.
John.
I don't know. I don't even want
Yeah.
to say it
Greg?
wrong, but yeah.
What's his
Yeah.
name, Greg?
We're just sounding so old. Like, let's play some more of these.
Greg, don't be self-conscious. Just
BTS
embrace that we're.
Greg, you like
try-
rap.
it's- we're-
You're fine. You're in a
Yeah,
good spot
you
here.
like rap. There's a thirst for knowledge here, Greg. It's okay.
I've gotten all the knowledge I need of BTS over the last
I just
year.
think it's funny that you're like playing it cool because when we were coming back from doing the Sunday night show in London, we're walking back to the hotel. It's 2 a.m. We're getting ready to start the show, and Greg, you literally pumped your fist and you go, "Yes, Emeka got the tickets for BTS."
I was because I love my family. Yeah, I
I
was so
know.
excited. It was an uphill battle. We didn't think she was going to be able to get it, and it happened.
Initially, the tickets, Greg, they were for him and Jeselnik and some other guy, and then Emeka decided otherwise.
No, I was supposed to get the tickets, but then we were on the stage when they went on sale, and I was like, I can't possibly pull this off. So.
Well, it all worked out, and I feel enlightened now. I feel like I'm surfing the zeitgeist right now with all of that melody pumped into my
I feel like
Listen
you
to
should.
them on the
matter.
way home, you know?
Yeah.
See what you think.
I think
right.
you should work in smooth like butter into your like daily vernacular.
All right, I'll work on that. All right, good stuff. Good show. That's the flagship program. And remember, these games all occurred after Thanksgiving, so they count. Okay? Keep that in mind when you put your head to pillow. You're either in a really good place emotionally because your team won. Like me, Jets 1-0 in games that count. We're flying. Everybody else, not so hot. Well, half the league. That's the breakdown.
Good night.
All right, they're ready to go. This is Dan Hansa signing off for Quiet Storm. The old boss, Ricky Hollywood. Until Tuesday, heed the call.